Hi again everybody, welcome to my latest video. Hopefully everybody is doing well these days. Things are still trying for all of us. Well, I'm going to make another video in this case on upgrading to Windows 10 from Windows 7. So what I went ahead and did is ordered another one of those HP 8200 small form factor rebuilt PCs. Unfortunately I couldn't get it for the same price that I got it last time, so I wound up paying about $10 more. I'll go ahead and put the invoice up so you can take a look at what this one cost, but still a pretty good deal. So what I have here is the unopened box. It was sitting in my garage for a while as it went through my process that I now have in place. Unopened, although I removed all the labels as I've been doing lately for everything that's been coming in. So let me give a quick open on this box and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, on the top here is the keyboard. Curious, does this keyboard look like it's intact? Let's see here, the last one was missing a foot. Actually, this one's missing both feet. So I guess coming with its feet is not necessarily something that they are spending much time worrying about, or they're getting knocked off in the refurbishing, or what it really comes down to is something like this, the cleaning process that they go through. So I'll leave this closed for now. What do we got here? We got the HP mouse this time. Was that an HP keyboard? Yeah, that was. We actually had an HP keyboard this time. And rather than giving us a Dell mouse, they've given us an HP mouse. The power cord is also in this package, but I'll put it aside for now. Let's see, on the top of it is the DVDs again for loading. But the last time I didn't need these. These are just really sort of a recovery disc for it, so I won't spend any time going over that. What else did they give me in here? A bag of Skittles. I guess they figure, you know, we need food as we're unpacking this thing. But I don't think I'll eat this. But it's a nice thought. And then the PC itself. Let's get this out of here. I'll take it out of the bigger box. Put it aside. Put it right down here. Okay, it's in that same nice big bubble wrap thing that they gave. Looks like a hard drive bubble wrap, as I said last time. Get this out of here. And it's further in a plastic bag. It's got the stickers on it, which says, let me make sure that it says what it's supposed to say. Once again, it's Windows 7 Pro that's installed. Supposed to be the exact same thing I got before, but I'm just double checking it. Of course, it's an i5 2400, which is second gen i5. This case looks like it's in better shape than the last one though. I mean, it's not bad at all when you look at it. So you don't see anything particularly different about it. Looks exactly the same. It supports this 4 USB 2.0s. It's got the network. Actually, it's got 6 USB 2.0s here in the back. And as I recall, there's another 4 in the front. It's got a lot of USBs with it. Let's open this guy up. The top even comes off easier, so it is in better shape. And the insides look about the same. I should be able to just pop the drives up. Well, here's the power supply pops up. Oh, this one here does not have the small 330 gigabyte hard drive in it. It has a larger 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue. So it's actually a little bit heavier, but in terms of size and performance, this is going to be a better drive than I got last time, which is pretty good deal. As you can see here, it's full 3.5 inch. And this should just pop up so we can get in here. As you can see, there's a SATA. Well, the power is definitely there. I may have to run another cable for the actual SATA data. The motherboard does have a spot for it, so it looks like I'll have to add another data one. I believe I had to do the same thing last time, so that's not necessarily a surprise. Okay, so let me go ahead and see if I can get this thing to boot up. And it's going to initialize Windows 7 first. And then I will go ahead and then upgrade that using the Windows upgrade process to Windows 10. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to initialize just as if it was a brand new PC we had just purchased. Turning it on. Starting Windows. Good sign. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'll probably wind up speeding through most of this, only stopping if there's a problem along the way. Okay, it looks like it's ready for me to log in. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we're in the desktop. I like to wait till the activity stops, the hourglass goes away. Okay, let's see how things are configured now in this Windows 7. The first thing I'd like to do is see the proper icons. I'm going to click on Start, Computer, Show on Desktop, Control Panel, Show on Desktop. Now if I look at Computer and I right click on it and I say Properties, what do we got? And Windows is fully activated right here. So we have a full genuine Microsoft Windows activated. Now I can go on to upgrade it to Windows 10 in the next step. Well, before I update it, I'm going to go ahead and do the Windows 7 update. So I have the latest browser and other things configured. That way I don't run into any problems during the upgrade process if it sees that some upgrades are needed prior to doing it. So let me get this done first. I will go ahead and just jump to the end on this. Start off with the upgrade. Well, finally, after what looks like exactly 6 hours of updates, and it was done in 7 rounds. So it's misleading to see that one update listed there because that's the 7th round of updates. The way it works, anybody who's ever played with the Windows 7 updates before, it winds up with updates on top of updates. So when the first set of, I think it was 170 some odd updates went out, then it had a follow-up to that of like a dozen. Then it had a follow-up to that of like 5. And then it had a follow-up to that of this 1. It was just kept iterating over and over again. I believe it was 7 times in total. We should be able to see the update history here if we looked at this here. And these are all the updates that were done today. So all of these here that you see listed for 412, these are all the updates. So it's quite a list. So now that that's out of the way, I can go ahead and do a full upgrade. So let me close this. So if you want to go to the Windows 7 update, I like to go ahead and run a Google search. And if we type in here Windows 10 USB, that's usually the one that always finds it for me. And it happens to be this one here. And if I click on that, it goes into, hopefully, the download the Windows tool. That's the Windows 10 tool. We got to download that down. We just run it. Don't need to save that. Have to be administrator, so let it use it. And then it's going to go through and check to make sure this system is capable of running Windows 10. So it's doing a bit of a scan and validation, make sure we have a legal copy of Windows 7, for example, is one of the things it does. So now I have to accept the licensing agreement. And now I'm going to leave it for the default choice there, which is upgrade this PC now. So I'm going to hit next, and I'm probably going to zoom through most of this, so it'll be high speed. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I gotta accept the license agreement once again. Okay, here's a touchy point. Make sure that you know what you're doing if you're going to pick the first option, which is the default, which says keep personal files. If you do that, you actually see the following error on the screen. Basically, it has software installed that is getting in the way of that. Very common problem. Now, you can go through the effort. There are some online help documents that will help you uninstall, especially the ones that say manually uninstall. It is not a trivial process. So I am going to say I want to keep nothing. It'll completely scratch the hard drive by doing that. And then I'll hit next. Okay, this is just another confirmation that I have to answer. Now it's gone into a non-Windows environment to do the actual installation process. Now it's actually booting into Windows 10. That's the symbol for it. Okay, finally we're into some screens I can answer questions to. Yep, United States, US, don't have a second keyboard, personal use. I want the limited experience, I don't want all that garbage. And I'm going to put my normal login here. And my normal password. I do not want that stuff. I do not want Digital Assistant. I do not want any of this stuff. These options just add bloatware to us. And now we go through the wait. All these standard, let's set things up for you. Okay, it looks like we're into Windows at this point. Windows 10. Okay, let me activate my normal icons here. Settings. Personalization, I believe, themes, then desktop icon settings, and I want to see computer, and I want to see control panel, and I want to see network. Apply that. Let's see what we got here. Windows is activated. See this here? The reason we had to do an upgrade rather than a complete scratch using a USB like I've done in other videos. The older PCs, like this one, the database has been scrubbed by Microsoft over the years. Therefore, there's no record of this motherboard having a valid license. So in order for us to have the license carry forward, I had to leave Windows 7 installed. I couldn't scratch it and let the upgrade process pluck that out and carry it forward into Windows 10. So we're good. We now have Windows 10 activated. Okay, so this shows what I wanted to show with this. Maybe in a future video I will show some upgrades to this. Well, that completes the unboxing, the initial Windows 7 configuration, and then the upgrade to Windows 10 of this HP refurbished PC. The same one, the same brand that I had done previously. I will potentially do some upgrades to this. I'm thinking about doing similar upgrades to the video card. I'm looking for a low profile video card right now. I could buy the 1030 again, but maybe I'll get something different this time. I'll also add more memory. It's only got 4 gigabytes in it right now, so I'll upgrade that to at least 12. And then I'll also add in the dual USB 3.0, so we have 2 of those. But I may also, this is suggested by my son, since there are i7s in the same generation that will work in that particular socket, it's a pretty straightforward upgrade, and cost me about $65 to buy that CPU. So it's something I may do just to get the extra horsepower out of it. But we'll have to see how it progresses and what I decide to finally use this PC for. So hopefully you got something out of this video, or at least you enjoyed some parts of it. Again, as you can see, we can still upgrade to Windows 10 from Windows 7, as long as the license is legitimate, and that includes whether you have a purchased Windows 7 license, like I've had in some of the other ones that I've upgraded, or in this case, a manufacturer-provided version of the Windows 7 license, as long as you do it in the upgrade mode, not scratching the entire disk and then loading it from a USB, because the database, the Microsoft database, just doesn't account for those properly. I believe they've actually scrubbed it, as I said before, and that's why it can't automatically activate the Windows, and never will, because it doesn't have any record of that particular motherboard having a legitimate copy of Windows 7 on it. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this, as I've said, and you'll consider subscribing to my channel. My head will pop up here in a moment. Click on it, follow along, and please do me a favor and subscribe. Help this channel grow and provide better and better videos as time goes on. Well, take care until the next time.